Today will be our third day reading chapter 2. Mark Gets Hired. And today we are going to work on a comprehension worksheet after we're finished reviewing the book. Now remember, you can listen to me read, or you can have your student read it to you, or you can read it to your student. Your comprehension worksheet is at the end of the chapter that I sent you. So there's the chapter, and then after the chapter, the first worksheet is the comprehension worksheet, and it comes with some vocab pieces right after it that you can use to put in there, or you can just have your student write, or just point, follow along, whatever works for you. Let's get started. Our conversation during this activity, we should have quiet voices so we can hear the video and we can say the answer if we need to. H, asking for help. If you need some help, you can ask someone at home. A, activity. We're going to do a reading activity. M, movement. Make sure that you're sitting down, you're looking at your work or at your screen, and you're pointing if needed. P, participation. You can participate by giving an answer. You can give your answers by saying them or pointing. S, success. We can celebrate when we're finished by doing a cheer, giving a high five, or maybe taking a break. All right, let's get started. Get out your book to chapter 2. Page 9, chapter 2, Mark Gets Hired.
Chapter 2, Mark Gets Hired.
Open up to page 10. People need to fill out forms to get jobs. Businesses look at forms. They pick the best person for the job. The person is hired to do the job. Mark will fill out a form to get a job.
People need to fill out forms to get jobs. Businesses look at the forms. They pick the best person for the job. The person is hired to do the job. Mark will fill out a form to get a job.
Remember, Mark wants a job because he wants to earn money. He wants to earn money so he can buy a video game system. Let's see what happens. Page 11. Mark writes his name and birth date. He writes his address and phone number. He doesn't write down any jobs he has had. This will be Mark's first job.
Mark writes his name and birth date. He writes his address and phone number. He doesn't write down any jobs he has had. This will be Mark's first job.
Okay, he's filling out his application. He's filling out the form for his job. Page 12. A grocery bagger needs to be helpful and kind. Mark writes about how he is helpful and kind. He helps his mother carry groceries. He opens doors for people.
A grocery bagger needs to be helpful and kind. Mark writes about how he is helpful and kind. He helps his mother carry groceries. He opens doors for people.
Okay, so he's writing on his form or his application about how he knows or has the skills to be a grocery bagger. Because remember, it says a grocery bagger needs to be helpful and kind. So Mark says that he is helpful and kind because he helps his mother carry groceries and he opens doors for people.
A grocery bagger needs to be helpful.
Page 13. Mark gives the form to the store manager. The store manager talks to him. She asks him questions. Then Mark gets the job.
Mark gives the form to the store manager. The store manager talks to him. She asks him questions. Then, Mark gets the job.
Okay, so he gives the form to the store manager, remember, the person who's running the store. The store manager talks to him. She asks him questions. That means she's doing an interview. She's seeing if Mark has the skills to do the job. And then she decides that Mark gets the job. So it looks like he has the skills to do it. Page 14. Mark will work 3 days a week. He will earn money while he works. Mark can spend his money on things he wants. He can spend his money on things he needs.
Mark will work 3 days a week. He will earn money while he works. Mark can spend his money on things he wants. He can spend his money on things he needs.
Okay, so remember, we can use money to buy things not only that we want, like a video game system, but also things that we need. Maybe like hygiene routine or food. Those are things that we need, but we can also spend money on things we want. Page 15. Mark wants to be good at his job. Mark needs to follow his schedule. He needs to be on time. He writes down his schedule at home.
Mark wants to be good at his job. Mark needs to follow his schedule. He needs to be on time. He writes down his schedule at home.
Okay, he wants to do well at his job. So in order to do well, he needs to make sure he follows his schedule. He needs to be on time, right? It's not good to be late. He also writes down his schedule at home so that way he can remember it. That's a good idea. Page 16, our last page before our activity. Mark is happy he got hired for the job. Now he can earn money. He can spend money on a video game system. Mark is ready to start his first job.
Mark is happy he got hired for the job. Now he can earn money. He can spend money on a video game system. Mark is ready to start his first job.
Okay, he's ready for his first job. He got hired. He's excited to earn money for his video game system. Now let's take a look at our comprehension worksheet. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's read and look at our answers here.
Mark will fill out A to get a job.
Mark will fill out a blank to get a job. Let's look at our choices. Mark will fill out a schedule to get a job. Will he fill out a form to get a job? Will he fill out work to get a job? Will he fill out hired to get a job? Or will he fill out a manager to get a job? What do you need to fill out to get a job? Say, point to, or circle your answer now. Mark will need to fill out a form to get a job. That's it. He needs to fill out a form to get a job. Remember, the form is like an application. He's applying for the job. Great. Let's do number 2.
Mark gives the form to the store.
Mark gives the form to the store blank. We might be looking for a person. Who does Mark give the form to? Mark gives the form to the store schedule. Mark gives the form to the store work. Mark gives the form to the store hired. Or Mark gives the form to the store manager. Who does he give the form to? Say, point to, circle your answer now. Mark gives the form to the store
manager.
Manager. Remember, that's the person who runs the store. So he gives the form to the store manager. Number 3.
Mark will 3 days a week.
Mark will blank 3 days a week. What will he do 3 days a week? Mark will schedule 3 days a week. Mark will work 3 days a week. Or Mark will hired 3 days a week. Look at your choices. And then say, touch, circle, point to your answer now. Mark will work 3 days a week. Remember, working is something you can do. So Mark will work 3 days a week. Number 4.
Mark needs to follow his.
Mark needs to follow his blank. What does he need to follow? Does he need to follow his schedule? Or Mark needs to follow his hired? What does Mark need to follow? Say or point to your answers now. Mark needs to follow his
schedule.
Remember, a schedule tells you what times and days you need to do certain things. So he needs to follow his work schedule so he knows when he needs to go to work. Number 5. Mark is happy he got blank for the job.
Mark is happy he got for the job.
Mark is happy he got, let's see. Mark is happy he got hired for the job, or Mark is happy he got manager for the job? Say, touch, or circle your answer now. Mark is happy he got hired. Mark is happy he got hired for the job, meaning he got the job. He gets to be a grocery bagger at the grocery store. Perfect, guys. Nice work. We are finished with today's reading activity. Success! Do a cheer, give a high five, take a break, whatever you need to do. Nice work.